I'm Christina Bergling, and I'm a horror author. I have several books published and a lot of short stories out in various anthologies. My own personal horror style ranges all over from psychological to mystery to slasher to even comedy. Tonight I'm going to read an excerpt from my short story Smolder, included in Don't Ask, Ghosts Tell, an LGBTQ plus horror anthology supporting the nonprofit organization the Modern Military Association of America and published by Tundra Swan Press. Smolder is the story of a lesbian relationship between a contractor and a soldier that has haunting consequences. So here is the opening to Smolder. The shadows in the corner of my room smoldered, roasting in the smell of burnt plastic and flesh. A faint red glow pulsed in the darkness, drawing a twisted, disjointed form. The shape twitched, moved unnaturally until it shuffled to the edge of the light. She didn't look like herself without her skin. She didn't look human in so many jagged pieces. But I knew it was her. From the first time I saw her in that stone building in Baghdad, I would know her anywhere, any piece of her. That first meeting haunted me more than the ghosts that had followed me across the ocean back to my safe little apartment in the States. Wolf, Master Sergeant Carter greeted me. He used his civilian tone, and his lip quirked on one side. Got a new crop for you this morning. More from I-Corps? I asked, matching his step as he marched down the marble hallway. Changeover is coming. What's your count at, sir? His lip curled a bit higher, tempting a smile. 16. Not that you're counting, sir. The sir cracked his grin, but he sloughed it from his cheeks before we walked into the training room. The building housing the Army engineers contained an awful collision of cultures. Cheap flat carpets covered the shiny marble tiles. Elegant curves of golden Arabic letters glinted embedded in the walls above canvas cubicles. Each workstation hosted black monitors and keyboards, their cords as twisted as the electrical infrastructure out in the city, the nest of wires known to electrocute gunners high in the baskets of an MRAP. Carter turned on his heel and escorted me to the front of the room. One soldier sat at a workstation, alone in the middle of the long table that held up 5 computers. Sleek dark hair cut along her sharp jaw. She perched on the dismal office chair, perfect posture in her bulky BDUs. Before I could think, my eyes traced the seams running down her back. My breath caught in my throat at the sight of her. I tried not to react. I had not seen another female in a couple of weeks, and none who looked like her since I got to this sand. Where's your team, Specialist? Carter asked, fists planted on his hips. Out on an op, sir. She rolled back from the screen and found the backrest of the chair. Then why are you here? The thick lines in Carter's forehead creased. I was nominated to become the expert and disseminate knowledge, sir. Carter closed his eyes and lifted his face to the ceiling. I imagined he was running his countdown in his mind. Guess you have a private lesson, Specialist. Yes, sir, she said, turning to me. When they met me, her salient eyes were piercing. She would have been lethal in eyeliner, but only the middle-aged contractors who chased the combat sex culture had a use for makeup out here. I nearly flinched from her eye contact. A flush swept over me and I looked to Carter to ignore it. Wolf, expect follow-on sessions. He nodded to me, clasping his hands behind him, and took his leave. Yes, sir. I ignored the heat under my collar and gave her a smile. Glancing down at her chest for her name felt voyeuristic and warmed my skin even more. She observed me casually, one arm now slung over the back of the chair and her head tilted, all rigidity abandoned. I swore she saw the blush splash my cheeks. Ramirez, I read. A grin grew across her face. She kicked out the chair beside her for me. I dropped onto the stiff foam and scooted the wheels toward the desk, closer to her. I ignored my quickening pulse, covered it with words. If you want to know the rest, you'll have to grab a copy of Don't Ask, Ghosts Tell from Tundra Swan Press. Happy reading. Thank you.